Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Ah, Leicester City 2. Well, no, not. I wish that was the case. Newcastle 2, Leicester City nil. We expected it to be fair, but it was another shambolic performance. Let's be honest. And yeah, Leicester been dumped out of the Carabao Cup. Today we're here for the instant match reaction. The full-time whistle went about half an hour ago. So yeah, pretty much instant. Just going to go through my general thoughts, your guys' thoughts on the game. Obviously, I've had no time to prepare for this, put any thought into it. So it's just pretty much my thoughts straight after full time. So yeah, as always, get involved in the chat. Feel free to let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the stream, all that good stuff. And yeah, wait for some of you guys to come in there. But yeah, initially I just frustrated. I think I saw. To be fair, I didn't think Leicester would win, but the manner of defeat was shocking. To be fair, because it quite easily and it should have been on a different day 6-7-0. Because 45 seconds in, Newcastle should be 1-0 up. They have another chance about 2 minutes after, and that just continued. So you know what I mean? It could have been it could have been a lot more. And you know, the goals we conceded in the second half were shocking defended as well. Castagna, Albrighton had chances to clear it. They mess around with the ball, don't clear it. Dan Burn gets on the end of it and just runs past three defenders. And like, you know, Amati could have stuck a foot in. Albrighton and Castagna tracking back could have done something. And, you know, they don't. And the second goal as well comes from Barnes trying to do a stupid flick, goes out for a throw in, three or four passes, and Joelinton's in a slots home to make it 2-0. And you know what I mean? It's so easy to score against us. And, you know, we had a few chances, but apart from that, it was another shit show, to be fair, because, you know, last night we were here discussing it, thinking, yeah, Leicester are going to lose, but I thought it would have been a bit better than that, to be fair. I think, you know, first three games of the season, Brendan got a lot of stick, but personally, I'm going to blame most of that on the players tonight because I think the performances from the whole team and certainly some individuals were not good at all. We'll go through player ratings and stuff later on, but I think Ward had a decent game. He saved us on a few occasions, and just like I said, it could have been a lot more tonight. And it could have been embarrassing, and it should have been embarrassing, and it probably wasn't an embarrassing result because you know, yes, Newcastle have done good so far this year, but you know, we just lost 5-0 to them on aggregate in the space of 2 weeks from Boxing. It's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. Yes, we've got injuries and stuff, but you know, we've got experienced European players like Castagna, who today was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. The first goal, I don't care. Smash it into the stand. Just clear your line. Stop messing around with it. And Ayoze Perez as well. I don't know how he lasted so long on the pitch because he did absolutely nothing. Barnes was absolutely dreadful as well. And yes, I mean critical. I am, but that's just what I think. And I think today, lots of players had very poor performances. Lots of them. And Diddy was, to be fair, quite average considering how poor he's been so far this year. Vardy should have scored two, maybe one. The second chance was a bit more difficult. I'll give him that. Daka, you know what I mean? We just didn't really create anything either. And, you know, we were on the back foot from the first second. 40 seconds in, Sean Longstaff should have made it 1-0. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them. Just before we rant a bit more about Leicester, full credit to Newcastle. I thought they were excellent once again. Battered us. They showed more fight, more aggression. They wanted the game more. The fans were good, etc. Defensively, they were solid, and you know they kept grinding out the chances, creating the chances, and Leicester couldn't deal with it. So you know what I mean? I didn't expect much different, to be fair. I really didn't, because based on how Leicester been playing against our level, you know, obviously we beat Gillingham and stuff, but if you look at our level teams, we've been shocking since the World Cup came back. I think in parts against Liverpool, we looked all right. Fulham second half, we were good, but you know, we can't be we need to be good for the whole game. We can't be good in the first 45 minutes, then poor in the second. And tonight we were poor for the whole 90, to be fair, because even though we had a few chances, I don't think we deserved to get anything at all from this game. We were poor from minute one, and it's one of them. Obviously, just like I said, I didn't expect Leicester to lose. I don't mind Leicester losing. It's just the manner of defeat, the goals we conceded, and the performance. And the thing for me, the effort as well. I think what the players on display today really showed a lack of effort, and that's the thing which annoys me most. First off, Guimaraes and Longstaff were queuing up on the edge of the box, queuing up on several occasions, and I don't mind once, but then you see that and deal with it, and we didn't. The same thing kept happening over and over again. the overloads out wide as well. Luke Thomas had an absolute mare because Barnes just didn't track back at all. Perez didn't track back at all from midfield. Tillemans was barely picking up his men, and that's why I think Dewsbury Hall is, although people may not think he's that good for us, I think he's a real good player for us because Dewsbury would have been there. He works hard for the team, and that's what you need in midfield. And yes, they didn't score from that, but it's not the point. The amount of times Gimraz and Longstaff were free on the edge of the box was an absolute joke. And just like I said, the overlaps on the fullbacks with the lots of Dan Burn coming forward, Trippier, Almiron, they just caused us so many issues. And defensively, we were stretched, but I think quite a lot of the game comes down to the midfield because it was so easy to bypass our midfield. It was like 2 or 3 passes and you passed them because the midfield has no legs. And obviously we are missing Samara, Dewsbury, Madison, etc. But Tillemans, who I thought wasn't great today, he was pretty average. I think just do better, just show a bit of effort. I don't mind if you lose the ball here and there, but just run back. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into the chat. How's Amati? The whole team wasn't great, but I don't think it was that bad compared to others today. So pretty average. He didn't really do much wrong. I think defensively, the goals, the first goal obviously came from our right hand side, and basically Castanier's fault, and the second goal was from that side as well. So I don't think the centre backs were too bad today. It's more the fullbacks and the midfield area which I'm most annoyed about. But obviously, the defensive unit as a whole was not good at all there. Let's be honest. Evening Gray, exactly, and it was such an easy goal as well. I don't mind Dan Burns scoring a header, but the way Castagna Albrighton had ages to just clear the ball, and we kept divvying around with it. And even if Castagna made the pass he was trying to, we wouldn't have got out of that situation anyway. So I really I don't get it. I really don't get it. Daka should, but we didn't deserve to get anything. So you know what I mean? He had a good chance, but he didn't take it. Daka isn't good enough. It's a good point, to be fair. We have nothing anymore. Foxes never forget. Foxes never quit. Foxes never flipping start, do we? Jesus Christ, we don't start. How can we have our kickoff? We have a throw in near their corner flag. 10 seconds later, Longstaff has a sitter. It's just crazy. And as Grace says, the no effort thing is the thing which frustrates me the most because I'm watching that. It looked like they just weren't trying. It really looked like they weren't trying, which is just the camera quality. It just didn't look like they were putting much effort in tracking. The tracking back thing for me was the most annoying thing because we just, I don't know. I can't really describe it really. I'm lost for words really, but it's not too much of a shock because this is the thing which keeps on happening. And defensively, it must be so easy to play against Leicester. If you got Leicester the next game, you must be buzzing because you're going to have loads of chances, and if you're clinical, you'll score. So simple as that. Just like I said, Newcastle could have won 6 or 7-0 today, but it wasn't to be. Luckily for us, because I think Ward made a few fantastic saves. To be fair to him, he couldn't do anything about the goals which Newcastle scored, and even after the thing with me, obviously I'm blaming the players here quite a lot, but Brendan, why do you not make a sub just before they score? Obviously he knows obviously he doesn't know when Newcastle are going to score, but everyone watching that game knew Newcastle were going to score eventually. Why don't you make the change up top? Get Iheanacho, get Vardy on, try and stretch the game a bit, because at times Leicester were in the game. If you look at the half an hour to 40 minutes, that 10-minute period in the first half, it was quite even, to be fair. We had a few chances. Newcastle weren't really coming forward, but Leicester just didn't make the most of their chance and possession, or anything really. And it's just frustrating, man. It really is. But it's frustrating. Ideal signings: Messi, Mbappe. I don't know. We just need any. I think the thing which I said, let's just need a complete refresh of everything, top to bottom. New manager, new owners because the owners aren't investing. Just new squad. Do you know what I mean? The whole club just needs a whole refresh. How many shots was Bruno? Exactly. He must have had about 3 or 4. I don't know. I didn't get yellow, but it's not the point. It's not the point. I'm telling you now, Josh, this hurts at the team. Exactly that, Graham. And just like I've said it a few times, this squad doesn't have much leaders in it. And that's why I wanted to sign someone in the January transfer window, someone who's played a bit, got experience, maybe had some relegation fights before. But instead, we're looking at youngsters once again, which is good, but we can look forward to the future, where the future may well be in the Championship. Because if we're not careful, we're like 2 points away from the drop. We've got really difficult games in February. I think we've got 3 of the top 6 in 1 month. We've got Villa away, which isn't easy. Obviously, we've got Forest on Saturday, which I don't think we'll get a result from, because just like Grace says, this team doesn't have the fight in the stomach, to turn up for those derby games. We saw it last year, 4-0, 4-1, sorry. We just fell apart, and we pretty much did the same today, to be fair, because if Newcastle could actually shoot, we could have been different. I'd take Sutar, to be fair. That's true. 2-0 down, yeah, to be fair, I think Mendy should have been involved much earlier on. But yeah, 2-0 down, bringing Mendy on is not the right time. But yeah, I mean, the game was lost by then, weren't it? Once again, it's just too late. It's too late. Messi the goat. Suey. Vardy's the goat. Vardy's the goat. Evening, Ethan. The boys are in it again. It's going to kick off in it tonight. Might as well. Arsenal, Spurs, Man U, exactly. Man United are in good form. Arsenal are fantastic. Spurs, we never seem to do well. We used to do well against them, but not anymore. So yeah, it's one of them ones. Fair play to Newcastle. They deserve the win. They should have won 6 or 7 exactly. That's how good they were. And it was no creativity. And the defending for the 2 goals was shocking. And we don't sign anyone. Exactly that. And that's the thing. There's nothing to look forward to in this club. There really isn't, because yes, we have players coming back from injury. Madison, I was all right, mess with it, Jesus. Madison, Dewsbroad, etc. But most of them will leave in the summer, such as Madison. We're just in the right mess right now. We really are in the right mess. Really are. I don't know, man. Just in a mess. Really, there's lots of things going wrong, and there's a lot. I don't think we can turn it around. Yeah, of course. I think, to be fair, Newcastle lost to Sheffield Wednesday, which is obviously a cup upset, but they drew to Leeds a few weeks ago as well, and we've just made Newcastle look like a fantastic side twice in about 15, 20 days. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just frustrating, man. Just frustrating. Red flags, yeah, exactly, 100%. The warning signs were there last year. I think that was obvious to see. To be fair, I think someone did a tweet. Leicester haven't been a top 6 team for about a year now. And usually, Leicester used to beat several top 6 teams, especially at home each year. Even under Puel, we used to beat Tottenham, got draws against United. We even beat Man City at home under Puel. Yeah, we've got no chance of doing that now. And you know what I mean? I don't think Leicester last time Leicester beat a top 10 team was Brentford in March last year, I think. That's absolutely dreadful. And I think that sums it up, because before the World Cup, yes, we went on that good run, but all the teams we beat were actually below us in the league. And, like West Ham are poor now. Everton is shocking. Wolves, obviously, are good now, but then they had Bruno. No, I don't think it was Bruno, was it? It was interim manager, besides the point, though. Leeds, who aren't that great. And you know what I mean? Like, yes, we did well. It's good to win those games. But now, when we're playing better teams, we're getting found out. And Leicester haven't got a single point this year when we have conceded the goal. So pretty much, if Leicester concede, we're stuffed. And before, even under Brendan, we used to have one of the best records of coming from behind to win or take some sort of point. And now I just don't get how the team's mentality can change so quick. And that's part of the reason why I just think we need a complete refresh of everything from top to bottom, because there's something clearly wrong. Clearly wrong. I think we should go back to the old training ground. That might help. Read Jason Vaughan's tweet. I will after this one. We're signing no players 100% because we have no money whatsoever to buy anyone with. Obviously, January is a difficult market to make signings in, but yeah, that's the harsh reality of it. Leicester don't have any money to sign anyone, and that's why we're in the situation we are, because we haven't progressed as a club. And that's the thing. And the teams around us are strengthened. I think everyone in has probably seen the net spend thing which Sky posted, 3 million. I think it was, weren't it? Like West Ham, Everton, and was it Newcastle, weren't it? Like sky high. So yeah, it's just difficult. Exactly, we have no money. Poor planning. Yeah, exactly. I think I said it last night. The whole summer was shocking. We come into January and have nothing prepared. It's like, What are we doing? Surely we could. You can make contact with players, I think, between the summer and January transfer window, can't you? So who knows? But I just don't get it. The club's just a mess. From, yeah, just like I said, top to bottom, every single department, from players, staff, backroom staff, recruitment, etc. Yeah, we have come back much worse. I think injuries don't help, but yeah, it's kicking off. Watford versus Stoke in the chat. Yeah, to be fair, Leicester will probably be playing Stoke and Watford next year by how things are going, because I'm really concerned that Leicester could get relegated. I genuinely think that, because nothing tells me that Leicester are going to turn this around. Yes, we've got Maddison coming back, but Maddison can't carry us for the whole year. And the games we've got coming up, Maddison can't single-handedly turn this whole Leicester team around to be able to be beating the likes of Manchester United away, Tottenham at home, Arsenal at home, even Villa away, even Brighton at home. We ain't going to win any of them. We'll get nothing from them games. Absolutely nothing. And, Forest on Saturday, I really don't see us getting anything from that game. I really don't. What must go down, what must go up, must come down. Our time is done, lads. It's been great, but if we go down this season, we won't be back for years. Yep, that's probably about right. It's probably about right. It's true, because I think what's killed us is obviously the Champions League thing. If Leicester got Champions League twice the times, even once the times we bottled it twice in a row, that was a mouthful. We wouldn't be in this situation. I think that's quite obvious. But I think we overspent in the year we signed Daka, Samara, Vestergaard. 2020, was it 2021? I don't know. Yeah. That window, Leicester overspent, and it's come back to bite us in the arse, because that year we didn't sell a single player, didn't we? Or a big player for a big sum of money, like we usually do with Fofana, Mahrez, Chilwell, etc., etc. So I think that's gonna and that's been our big downfall, because usually we sell a big player and reinvest that money. That year we didn't, and now we're stuffed. I think obviously COVID hasn't helped. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about Leicester. Hey up then. Let me get Twitter up quickly then. You bet, Ethan, mate. This better be the truth. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what is going on. What has Fabrizio said? Is it about Rodgers or what? Or it's probably about that Christensen guy, isn't it? Hold on. Can someone just look on Twitter, because my Twitter's being slow as anything. So yeah, Rodgers signings haven't cut it. Yeah, exactly. I think look at Vestergaard, he was a panic signing. Ryan Bertrand, etc. Samare, to be fair though, some of these signings aren't actually Rodgers signings. Like, people class Tillemans as a Rodgers signing, but technically that was Puel. So you know what I mean. I think the only decent players who signed was Justin. Obviously, he's got an injury prone now. Sorry. To be fair though, if you look at the lots of Maddison, etc., it was Puel signing as well. So yeah, I think Fofana was obviously a good signing, but I'm a reliable source. Fabrizio ain't said anything, mate. To be fair, my Twitter's not loading though. To be fair, yeah, just an absolute meltdown. But yeah, fun times, boys. Fun times. Get Rodgers out. To be fair, it might be time to have that debate once more, because I don't think the blame can fully go on Brendan, but the players as well. But it's a difficult mix, isn't it? But to be fair, the players aren't performing, and usually when that happens, the manager does get sacked. So maybe that needs to happen. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I want to try and back him, but I think just as Gray says, I think his time is up. To be fair, because I just think the players don't want to play from anymore, downing tools a bit, and I think that links quite nicely to the effort, because today, I don't know if it's just me, but I really saw just a lack of effort from everyone. Leicester have approached Florentina for, don't really know who that is. To be fair, it might be a troll. I can't be bothered to even look at the name. Not now. Maddison coming back will give confidence to the players, which will help. Yeah, but Maddison coming back it'll help us, but it isn't gonna allow Leicester to go from this level of performance to up here, trying to beat the likes of Tottenham, etc. Because our fixtures in January, no, not January, February, are awful. You know what? let's get on the screen right now because I think people. So if people don't think Leicester are going to be in a relegation battle, you need to open your eyes up. But I think most of you guys probably already do know that. But let me just get the share the screen so I can show you the fixtures we've got coming up. Give me a second. There we go. Screen right now. There we go. So as we can see, got Forest, which is a difficult game. Brighton's difficult. Also, that's probably our level. Villa away's tough. For God's sake. Lovely to see. I can't get anything right today. It's all cocking up, boys. Yeah. Villa, Tottenham, United, Arsenal, Southampton's winnable. Then you got Chelsea, you got Brentford, you got see what I mean? That the games are all hard. Every single one of them. You see what I mean? Even Brentford away is difficult. Southampton's our only winnable game, I think, in that run. Palace away is winnable. Bournemouth at home. They got City, Wolves, Leeds. It's not looking good, boys. It's not looking good because the only games I see us winning there are barely any. Maybe West Ham at the end, but you look at them games and it's scary. Yeah, it really is scary because not winnable. Not winnable. Yeah, go on then. I'll check Fabrizio's Twitter. Yeah, my Twitter's lagging, so let's have a quick look. Yeah, there has been a few reports about Leicester closing in for Victor Christensen from Copenhagen, which will be all right. But yeah, hopefully we can just do it. Yeah, I think there's been some press conference coming in from Brendan, so I'm just going to quickly take a look at that. Sorry if the stream's a bit random, but obviously it's straight after the game. So yeah, Brendan Rodgers tells Sky, "I have work to do with what I have." So yeah, based on that, I think he's implying that there isn't going to be much movement, which is not good. Yeah, I'll try and get that up on the screen in a minute. Apparently, we've made a 30 million bid. Wow. I don't know where that money's came from, but fair enough. I'll take Nigel Pearson. Probably would, to be fair. But yeah, let me just quickly share the screen to this one here quickly. Give me a second. I should have done this before, to be fair, but yeah, absolute quality production level. Yeah, let me just get that up on the screen right now, as we can see. Hopefully, you guys can see that right now. So yeah, as we can see, the full quote: "I just have to work with what I have, and we continue to get ready for the weekend. Ask if he'll get players he needs. It's just a matter of being patient, wait and see. My focus is now recovering and getting ready for the weekend." So I think Brendan's very, very frustrated. Jason Bourne's tweet here is actually pretty relatable. I don't remember the last time I really looked forward to going to or watching this. I wasn't particularly enthusiastic ahead of any recent matches. Now Saturday will come at us quickly. I feel so drained and uninspired. Where is spark? Where is the direction? So yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. To be fair, I really think that's quite spot on. But yeah, I still haven't seen this tweet though from Fabrizio. So let me try and get it up. It's probably the best time to tweet it. To be fair, after a beautiful loss. Let me try and find it. Then we'll talk a bit more about that disaster class of a game. Oh yeah, there we go. Leicester have approached Florentina for Nico Gonzalez. Discussions are now ongoing on the fee. As yeah, what Ethan said. Fair enough then. Fair enough. It didn't pop up. But yeah. So yeah, some transfer news then. But I think the main thing we need to keep discussing it is that performance today. Yeah, just quickly then. If there's one thing you would say which went wrong, which I know the whole game went wrong, but if you guys can pinpoint one thing, what went wrong, let us know. Who's at fault really? Who instead of man of the match, who was the worst player? Because I don't really think Leicester can have any particular man of the matches from that one. So Nigel Pearson in. To be fair, no, but he would probably do a job at kicking the players' asses and get them in gear. But yeah, I think his time's done. He's still at Bristol, isn't he? But that's the thing, though. If Rodgers does get sacked, who comes in? Can Leicester even afford to pay Rodgers off? Can we pay to get a manager in if we have to? You know what I mean? Like if we seriously have no finances, do we? So not starting Jamie Vardy. I don't agree with that. To be fair, Tommy. Yeah, as Ethan says, he's finished. A lot of commitment all over the pitch. I think that's spot on, Gray. I think that's the thing. And just like I said, I don't mind us losing. I didn't expect us to win the game today, and I don't think any of you guys did either. Last night we were predicting 3-1 losses, 4-1 losses, that type of stuff. But it was 2-0, which on paper isn't bad. But if you watch the game, just like everyone has been saying, it quite easily could have been 6, 7, 8. It could have been 3-0 in the first 10 minutes, and it was 2-0 in the first 10 minutes on Boxing Day. We're not learning lessons, are we? Really not learning. You know what I mean? It's gonna. Oh, I don't get it, man. Really don't get it. I don't think Dak was too bad today. To be fair, obviously in the first half he missed that decent chance, but at least he tried to get him behind, sprinted a bit, unlike some. Jose Perez. But yeah, is it me that Jose Perez just stays in the same stride the whole game, just keeps jogging around? Barnes did nothing as well. But Barnes did really annoy me today because Luke Thomas, yeah, I think Almiron did him loads of times, and most people were focused on that. But every single time, he had Trippier and Almiron on him at once. And how can you defend like that? I think most defenders would struggle with with Almiron, who obviously is a technically brilliant player, and someone like Trippier who's deadly overlapping and crossing it in. He's got no help, and Barnes is there seeing what's happening and not doing anything about it, and that's what's the most annoying thing. And yeah, Barnes since the World Cup has been very poor, and he was poor against MK. To be fair, I don't know what's going on with him. Really don't. Exactly that, and I don't understand how Rodgers can't see that, and I don't know how he lasted on the pitch so long. I really don't get it. Barnes, one trick pony. Yeah, exactly that, and his one trick didn't even come off today. And for the second goal, the throw-in came from him trying to do a stupid little flick. And from the performance you've had, being absolutely poor the whole game, you have no right to be trying these stupid little flicks. Play proper ball. We're losing 1-0, 2-0 in 10 seconds. And even that, a throw in behind the halfway line in their half, 4 passes and they're in. How is that even possible? Leicester's throw ins, flipping out. It's a bit Leicester. I think Leicester lose the ball every single time we have a throw in. Genuinely, every time we seem to have a throw in, it's back with Newcastle 10 seconds later. It's just the basics, man. It's just the basics. I think the only positive is that we didn't concede from a corner. But apart from that, defensively, we're just shocking. Really were. Perez, 30 million, surely not. He is not worth 30 million. He's worth about 3 million. Jesus. Barnes has no confidence, has been like that all year. I think he's just hot and cold, isn't he? He's either really, really good or really, really bad. There's no in between. It's like a flick of a switch. You can either be on it or not. I just don't get it. Exactly that. And the thing, the players seem to have no confidence either. Now, that's understandable, but we've got experienced heads in there. Just pass the ball. Even if just make a few passes around the back, and if you have to, just lump it. I don't really care. I'd rather you lump it forward, lump it into the stance, and do what Castagna did, trying to play out from the back, get caught in possession, and that's what happens. And it's a poor goal to concede. It was a really poor goal to concede. All right, everyone's here with Big Daniel. What a so annoying is we play out from the back when we become exactly that, and I think, and that's why I said in the stream last night, we need to play. We need 2 up top because Dak was isolated, so we can't play the long ball. If we started Iheanacho, at least there's someone in there who can kind of come a bit shorter and take it and try and spin it. But apart from that, there was nothing. And once again, the changes were made too late. If it was me, half time, to be fair, I would have kept Daka on. I put Iheanacho on. I would have taken Perez off. I would bring Mendy on for a bit more stability and change to a back 5. That's what I would have done. A back 5, 3 centre backs. The wing backs can help deal with Trippier and Dan Burn coming forward, and it's just more solid. And we've got less attackers, but we can't attack anyway, and we can't defend. So I think we need to focus on defending, and then the attacking will come. But from 45 seconds in, every single person knew he knew what was going to happen, and it reminded me very much of Chelsea away. If you cast your minds back to the game after Leicester won the FA Cup, Stamford Bridge away, a few days after, the players weren't on it, which was understandable. But yeah, we got absolutely battered first off. Somehow it was 0-0, and then the goals came in the second half, and we had chances towards the end. So It's one of them really, but that game was after winning the FA Cup. This game was after beating Gillingham away and losing to Fulham, losing to Liverpool, losing to Newcastle. Yeah, again, Newcastle. But yeah, and even better, next up we have an East Midlands derby at the City ground, and to be fair, it might be worse than last year because even though Forest are below us in the league, they've been playing much better football than us in the past few weeks. So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic day. Cannot wait for it. Really cannot wait for it. Yeah, that is why I might do a bit cheeky video on that tomorrow, just to talk about other stuff rather than flipping this rubbish. I'm dreading Forest. I would go, Lingard is stupid. Yeah, great knows it, man. Stupid celebrations. He'll do it when he'll start doing his flipping Jailings or whatever it is. Flipping Leicester Rouge. But honestly, I think we'll lose. I really do. And I don't like to be negative on here, but that's my honest thoughts. And I really think we'll go to Forest on Saturday and have another poor performance. I think the only way we do get something is if Maddison and Dewsbury are somehow fit and starting. But apart from that, I think Samare's out for 6 weeks, isn't he? Might be about 5 weeks now. But yeah, no Samare. I think the only chance is if Maddison and Dewsbury are back. But even if they're back, they won't be at full, 100% fitness. And, I just can't understand why Maddison stayed at the World Cup. But yeah, here's one for you. Do you think the owners should consider? Yeah, I do agree. It hurts me to say, obviously, but if Leicester want to stay as a Premier League club competing and not in a relegation battle every single season, we need to set up or release some big investment. PSG investors, if you're watching, come to the Leicester and invest in us, please, because that's what we need. We need to either set up or get some serious investment because the way the Premier League's going, every single team has more finances than Leicester. Even Bournemouth do. And their stadium's about a flipping shed. You know what I mean? It's like Leicester are so far behind right now financially. And I think, there's so many teams ahead of us who have flexibility to sign anybody they want. And Leicester simply don't have that. And that's the reason why we're in this situation. And yes, he must be getting it wrong, but he must be frustrated as well that, the summer, there was talk of him obviously going out, planning signings, speaking to players, getting the deals lined up, and he couldn't do that because Leicester didn't have the financial strength to do so. And that's happened again in January, it looks like, because, a few weeks ago, Leicester were, had money to sign players, and suddenly now behind the scenes, and, it's the 10th of January. We'll be sat here on the 15th, and I guarantee it, Leicester will not have signed anybody. I guarantee it. You watch. So, yeah, that's the thing. KDH, 100%. You need to look at Leicester's board. I think we need to look at the whole club from top to bottom, to be fair. But at least FSG actually, make signings for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, they couldn't do more, but at least you get players. More flops. Questionable considering Leicester brought in Kante, Mahrez, Vardy, Fofana, etc., etc. But yeah, top 10 or 14. To be fair, if Leicester would get 17th this year, I'd take it. I really would. We just need to stay up now. Really do. And I really think Leicester will be in a big scrap here. Because let's just have a quick look at the table before we wrap things up. I'll let Anderson about 5 minutes. It is 11 o'clock. But yeah, Leicester on 17 points. Everton in 18th on 15th. Wolves are on 14th, who are going to climb up the table now. Southampton are obviously down there. I think they'll stay down there. For Liverpool, yeah, that's true. Actually, Darwin Núñez, Núñez. The Fofana money is stupidly it's in instalments. So Chelsea obviously playing Leicester periodically. I think that's the word, isn't it? So yeah, I think the first bit of money is coming in now, which is a stupid transfer, and I think the first bit of money came in on transfer deadline day. So that was the reason why Leicester couldn't sign anyone, and Leicester have taken a loan out from an Australian bank, I think it is Mercury or something, to try and obviously use that for Fofana money to obviously pay it back and then sign some players in January. But yeah, they financed. Yeah, that's what I mean. From top to bottom, the whole club's a mess. It's a stupid way. And Fofana forced his way out. We didn't want to sell Fofana, and when Fofana did go, We got a stupid deal on the return as well from Chelsea. And even worse, Leicester are still paying Newcastle for Jose Perez, apparently. So that just sums it up, doesn't it? 17th, exactly that. We need Rich Owner's top. He's not doing anything like his dad. Yeah, but I think obviously COVID did hit the business severely. Obviously King Power. I think on Instagram I saw that top his net worth in 2019 or something was 6 billion. Now it's down to 1 billion. So I think that sums up the situation for us. And I think Leicester simply needs investment, just like Bournemouth have also got new owners and they're going out and signing players now, and they'll probably be on the up if they can stay up this year. And that's the thing. Leicester need investment quick time, and I think the club's still very attractive for someone to come in and invest. We've arguably got one of the best training grounds in Europe still, which should still be a big attraction. I would say we've got a half-decent squad, but I don't think we do. But we have got the infrastructure and the facilities to easily be a European challenging team. So that's what we need to do. But yeah, I think that is where I'm going to wrap it up tonight. It's been a while, boys. 36 minutes. That has flown by. But when I don't go to games, I'm going to try and do some more of these like instant match reactions. Obviously, sometimes I do it at 8:30 if it's a 3 o'clock game or the day after. So yeah, I'm going to try and stay a bit more consistent with these. I might do a video or a live tomorrow night discussing some transfer news. And then obviously Friday will be the Forest preview. Sadly, I haven't got a Forest away ticket. So yeah, about 5:30, 6 o'clock on Saturday, we'll have the Forest instant reaction, probably similar to this one, having an even bigger rant. And the content will keep coming. Obviously, we've got lots of games coming up. So yeah, that is the plan. Yeah, let's get into the chat then for the final bit. Cheers, great as always, mate. Much appreciated. And a bit, pal. Would rather Everton go down than Leicester, truthfully. I hope so, mate. Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, I think Leicester. I don't think we're dead and buried just yet. I think we have a good chance of staying up, but it's going to be a bit of a battle. That's harsh relative, 18 games played, 17 points. See what I mean? It's 38 games in a season. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. FA, how will we do against in the FA Cup against Walsall? I hope we win, bloody hell. But to be fair, I'd rather just focus. Going to Wembley's all good. Going on a cup run's good, but I'd rather Leicester just focus now and stayed up, and then focus on trophies. Been about 20 years, but right now I think you just need to focus on the FA Cup, and we can't really afford these games in the cups now. To be fair, there might be some people selling Spurs. Yeah, to be fair. To be fair, after that, not many people will want to go to that one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I might try, but do I really want to go spend 40 quid watching that rubbish? Probably not, but obviously it's only down the road. But yeah, that is it for tonight, boys and girls. If there's any Newcastle fans watching, congrats on the victory. Which I do hope you win, but I don't really. But fair play, I guess. But yeah, drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream. Subscribe as well to the channel if you're new around here. If you watch this video back on playback, let us know your thoughts in the comments on the Liverpool performance today. And yeah, that's about it. I'm SPORTSA, and I'll see you boys very, very soon in my next video. Live it, boys, and up the Leicester.